guys, my name is Stephanie and I'm a floater CSA with the Tuscarawas County Public Library. Welcome back to Reading Therapy with Stephanie. Today I have a genre for you guys that I don't read a lot of, but I do have some favorites and I would love to share them with you, and that is nonfiction. So let's get started with my 5 nonfiction recommendations. The first book that I have for you guys probably isn't going to come as a surprise. You guys know me by now. That is The Soul of the Horse by Joe Camp. And this is kind of half memoir, half instruction manual, I guess. Basically, Joe Camp got a horse as a birthday gift, and it was a surprise, and he didn't really know anything about horses. And so in his mind, he thought, what's the most logical way to learn how to care for these animals? And as he observed the horses that he had, he started to notice some things about how they communicated with each other and how they conveyed their feelings, and he learned from it and wrote it all down in this book. And I love horses and I love learning about them, and I really found Joe Camp's approach to be really unique and gentle, and I really love that. So if you're into horses, this is a really great book. And even if you're not, it's still kind of a wonderful memoir of sorts. So try it out. Next up, I actually have a juvenile nonfiction, and that is Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs by Caitlin Doty. And Caitlin Doty is a funeral director, and she gets a lot of really strange questions, especially from kids, because kids a lot of times don't have that filter that tells you not to say things. And so she's gotten a lot of really strange questions about death during her career as a funeral director. And so in this book, she actually answers all of these really strange questions, one of them being, will my cat eat my eyeballs when I die? And it's surprisingly light and funny for such a serious topic, but I actually really enjoyed that, and I think that if kids really do have those questions, then this was a great way of explaining that to them in a way that they can understand. So this was really fun somehow, and I really enjoyed it, so you guys should try it out. Next up, I have Never Grow Up by Jackie Chan, and this is basically just a memoir of Jackie Chan. It reflects on his childhood, his time at school, and then also reflects on his time on movie sets, and obviously talks about all of the stunts that he's done and the many brushes with death that he's had doing those stunts. I really love to read memoirs about people that I admire, and I definitely admire Jackie Chan. His work ethic is just unreal, and I think he's an amazing human, and I really enjoyed reading this. The book has a simplicity to it, which I found really appealing. So if you're into memoirs, then this is a really wonderful one. I really enjoyed it. Next up, I have one that I'm sure some of you are going to find strange, but just bear with me. And that is Stiff by Mary Roach. And this is, how do I explain this? Mary Roach is a scientist, and she got curious about what happens to bodies after they die. So she took some time and did a lot of research and looked into the different ways that bodies decompose, what happens to them, like if they're in a car accident, what happens if they fall from a plane onto water, all sorts of different scenarios, what happens to bodies when they die, basically. And it's just, this book is really funny, which is not something that you'd expect from a nonfiction book about cadavers, but it is. It's hilarious, and I was fascinated, which sounds really bad. Yeah, it's a great book. It's a great nonfiction book, and you guys should read it. I know it sounds weird, but it's really good. And for our last book today, I have Educated by Tara Westover, and this is basically just Tara's story. She was born to survivalist parents in the mountains of Idaho, and she didn't set foot in an actual classroom until she was 17 years old. Then from there, she went on to college, earned all sorts of degrees, and wrote this book. And I was very affected by this because it really takes a look at some of the dysfunctions that families can have, and how sometimes you have to let go of everything that you thought was right in order to grow and move on as a person. And this book was just a wild ride. Tara has been through a lot of crazy things in her life, but I really enjoyed this and was definitely inspired by her work ethic. So if you enjoy memoirs, this is another really great memoir. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for this video today. I hope you saw a nonfiction book that you would like to try. If you have any video ideas, please let me know and I'll do my best to recommend something that you will love. As always, may your books be many and your interruptions few. Bye guys.